Here's your host, Jim Erickson.
And welcome, everybody, back to the Green Mill. It is the season finale, believe it or not, of the weekly Brett Larson show. And Green Mill's been a great host for us. And thanks, everybody, for coming out here today. And regular season is wrapped up for St. Cloud State. They've got this upcoming weekend off as they will then prepare for the playoffs. And we don't know who they play yet, so it's kind of just a wait and see. And assistant coach Eric Rude joins us now and is with us here. Head coach Brett Larson. We're on the road last week, so we get assistant coach Eric Rude. And welcome back. Last time you were with us, we were over in the stateroom over there, part of the Kelly Inn, and now in the refurbished area here at the Green Mill. So thank you very much for coming.
You bet.
Yep.
The remodel looks great in here.
It does.
It feels
it
good.
Does. It does. The food, of course, is they didn't remodel the food. Maybe even they made it better, right? Because that's pretty good stuff. Yeah, hard to do. Pretty good stuff coming out of the kitchen. So it was North Dakota this week, regular season finale. 2 out of 6 points with the shootout win on Friday. But I tell you what, for both of those games, you guys may have outplayed North Dakota. You know, if you were looking at percentages per game, you outplayed them or a higher percentage than they outplayed you guys. I think in both games, just being there and watching it.
Yeah, I would agree. It felt like that live. It felt like that on the bench. You can tell when you're hanging on when you're on the road and,
right.
and to stay in a game or whatever. That was not the case this weekend. We played excellent. The hockey was great back and forth. Really, both games were just fun, entertaining hockey games, and our guys played great. Showed up in the right frame of mind to do some damage, and I thought we had a great weekend. Really, really fun games.
It was fun hockey. You know, the atmosphere there, we talk about that. They get the big crowds and everything, but just a good pace. There was good pace back and forth. Both teams had chances, and there were close chances, goalies making saves. There were tense moments in the game where the goalie doesn't have his stick for what feels like forever, and so forth. And that's the good thing. You got to be proud of the guys because they really did play hard, and may have they're up 4-2, deserved maybe better certainly on Friday, and then right in the game on Saturday as well. That could have gone either way if you get one of those through in the third period.
Yeah, I mean, the stat of the weekend really was in the third period Saturday night. Their first shot on goal was with 6 minutes to go in the game.
13 minutes and 40 seconds into the third period. That was their first shot on goal.
Yeah, and in that building, and anytime you're on the road in this league, but there's a little something special about playing in that rink. It's a lot of fun, and with that comes usually the thunder against you in the third period, and you're kind of ready for that in a tie game situation. And the opposite happened. We came out and really did a lot of good things in that third period, right up until that goal went in. And so from a coaching perspective, when we looked back at the weekend, a lot of really good stuff. A lot of individuals that played very well. A lot of line combinations that kind of worked. A lot of things that were really things to keep building on.
The thing about the third period, this was a stat we had going into the weekend. They were plus 33 in the third period scoring. And they were like 2-0 and 2-0 against us in the third period. We had chances. It's just something about the third period. Yeah. It's unbelievable. But that's, third period is where games sometimes are won and lost. Obviously, a lot of times you can't win the game earlier in the game, but sometimes you can lose a game early, right? But
for sure.
The third period becomes crunch time. But that's not saying that you guys did not play well in the third period of both games.
No, I mean, it was almost the opposite. We tried to give it away Saturday night in the first period, and then came stormed back and then showed up in the third and played great and really outplayed them in a lot of areas. It felt like, and it showed that on the film too. I mean, it was excellent. So that's a good thing to be building on this time of year. Obviously at this time of year, certain things you are what you are in terms of a team, but that's something that we can keep building on to go into a hostile environment and show up and have a lot of guys play great is something that we're excited about for the future.
So Friday's game finished 4-4. They score early, 2:20 in on Friday, and then Adam Ingram, who scored Friday and Saturday, hadn't scored all season, a goal scorer in his career, before college and then, his first 2 years here, but just could not get the magic back. And now he's got a 3-game goal streak. That's fun. I mean, it's cool. It's great to see.
At the right time.
Yes.
At the right time for a senior to show up and really play the best hockey he's played all year by far. He looked like a different player this weekend for sure. Like had a little more jump in his step. Had everything about his game was translating, and that's what you hope happens down the stretch. And certainly he gave us that effort.
And Damon Gardner scored, who was on that line as well. There's another guy that hadn't scored a lot this year, and a chance. He's scored a lot in his earlier career as well. So that was really good. And that was set up by Adam.
Yeah,
who got it to the puck. Got the puck to the net.
Yeah, exactly. And those were great goals at great times in a game where we needed them. And in that game. Really, to come out and build that lead was fun. Really, something that we've kind of been building towards all year in terms of our play on the road has been excellent, especially in the second half here. I mean, man, we've played some really, really good hockey on the road, and obviously it didn't finish quite the way we wanted to finish on Friday to give up a point and having to go through, but. You know what? Good for our guys. I mean, usually if you get scored on with, a minute and a half to go or something like that for them to tie it up, usually the end of that doesn't go well.
No.
So to rally back up and get out, and really, I think they had one chance in overtime. We didn't really have much. I mean, it was kind of a nothing overtime, if I remember right.
3 shots apiece.
Yeah,
total.
Yeah. And they were kind of from the outside, maybe 1 point blanker they had. So that was good for the guys that ended up there in that situation. And then, always whatever people think about the shootout, it was great for us to come back and get that done. It doesn't quite feel the same when you get scored on late to have to go into that. But at the same time, any points you get on the road in this league are excellent, especially up there.
The record on the road since starting with the trip out to Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley and the Cactus Cup, 6-3-1 in 10 games on the road. That's pretty quality road record when you consider.
I'm going to guess if you look around the league, there aren't a lot of teams that have that record on the road in the second half, and especially difficult this year with our bye being right now in the second half. And
how weird does this feel?
It feels weird. It definitely feels weird, but good. I really like it, especially if you look long term into a playoff series. Let's face it, in our league, if you look around, most weekends in the second half are split in some way. Whether it's a shootout, a tie, something like that. It's really hard to sweep this time of year. So when you think about the playoffs, a lot of the games go into a third game. And that's where having this bye late in the year can be to our advantage if we use it the right way in terms of our practice this week. Obviously next week will be a normal practice week, but this week we can play with it and do some different things, and kind of nice. Get some guys healthy and get our energy back full tilt going into the playoffs. So we're looking at it as a big positive right now.
Nice to see Austin Bernovic score a couple as well, obviously with the goal-scoring touch, scoring in bunches. That was his 4th 2-goal game of the season. Set up both times by Tyson Gross. One on a real nice – that's a design play right off of that draw. Okay, Tyson. Austin goes, okay, I'm going to go right back here, pull it back to me, and then I'm going to let it fire. And he scored a few like that this season.
Yes, and I think he hit the pipe before that, didn't he? In the same exact play.
Yep.
I couldn't remember which night that was. They all kind of run into each other.
Tell me about it.
But, I mean, he's so deadly in those areas that it almost starts feeling automatic. When he gets a shot in those areas, it's really impressive, and that was big time.
The big goal for them was the early goal in the third period, right? Because that you guys, did you not? Yeah, you started with a power play.
Yes.
To start the third period, like 23 seconds or something like that, and then they got it. It was a mix-up on our side in the neutral zone a little bit, and then he was open. right at the blue line and had an opportunity down that left lane, and then just made a really great shot, glove side.
It was glove side, post and in, glove side, and it was a great shot. And it really, we didn't even play it that poorly, just kind of a weird play. The puck bounced goofy in the neutral zone, and they just turned with a quick strike, and that obviously got the building going. But after that, we played great right down to the end, and they ended up getting the tire with the extra attacker out there. So they needed that one extra guy, but really we played well after that first goal. Going down the rest of the third period. Like we said before, a lot of times, I've been in that building where you can get outshot 12-0 in the third period, and it didn't happen.
Well, Miami the weekend before. was 40 to what was it? I got it written down here. The shots were just dominant in favor of North Dakota the week before, and let's see, what were they? 42-12 and 44-20 against Miami. And Friday we were 31-25, and then it was 31-26 in the Saturday night game. So. Did a really good job. It was, you look at that, you look at time of possession, you can see the block shots. They were really even as well. So you can see time of possession. Those are the things that I know you actually have time of possession, don't you, in some of your metrics that you guys look at. I have more of the elementary stats here, so you got to look at the old school.
And the analytics show, I didn't look a deep dive. We didn't talk a whole lot about it today, but the analytics did show that it was a real positive game Saturday once again, even with a loss and giving up 6. Real positive in terms of time of possession. That was the big one where we had more. And that happens. It doesn't happen very often. So it's good to be playing great hockey this time of year.
And the shootout on Friday. It was nice to have a shootout. It hadn't won all year, like you said, say what you will about the shootout, but, it's a tool to be used so you can decide an extra point in the standing. I think the fans like it, and it's exciting. It's mano-a-mano. You got your best players out there up against the goalie, and it was nice to see Barrett Hall and Tyson Gross 2 for 2. Wrap it up early.
I know it. That was really nice, and typically, I don't watch the shootout. I never have because I get nervous and I don't want to look.
So what do you do? Are you looking down at your phone? Or are you looking up? What do you do?
I look down. I listen for the crowd. I've always done that, and I think it was something early on where I must have done it. And
did you do that when you're head coach with the women too?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, sure,
absolutely. I've never. The only time I ever see it is on video afterwards. If I see it, just for whatever superstition or whatever. So the nice thing in that situation for me personally was it got real quiet when we scored.
Yes, and you knew.
It was just our bench.
Now, that's something, we hadn't had one since more than a year ago, which was uncanny against North Dakota. And then you have to go back to the year before that, the last time the Huskies won in the shootout, which was also North Dakota, which going into the game on Saturday, I went back and looked. This doesn't include Saturday's game because it was a regulation game. But going into Saturday, after Friday, 17 of the previous 35 games, including Friday, had gone to overtime between North Dakota and St. Cloud State. That's nearly half. It's almost half. It's 17-35. I can use the math there. And
it always feels like that when we play those games.
Yes.
They're always great games. Whatever happens, either way, there's always seems like something's going on. And this weekend was no different. Everyone that was there was treated to excellent hockey, I thought. And 2 really good teams fighting away.
And it's a great rivalry, too. Obviously, the rivalry we've had with UMD and the rivalry that we've had in North Dakota. Obviously, with St. Thomas coming in, they're having to adjust the schedule, so we won't be guaranteed to play either North Dakota or UMD 4 times every year. We will play them 4 times a lot of the times, but there will be times we only play them twice. And that's been the case with North Dakota for a few years here as they've changed the travel teams as well. But I wanted to ask you about the shootout because we haven't had many. It's been more than a year. But that's something do you guys work on that like every practice? Or how often you work it? And then sometimes you guys have it's like the Thursday practice, you have a little staff shootout, do you not?
Well, typically every Thursday we'll do a little shootout at the end of practice. So that's kind of the Thursday thing, just to let the guys have a little fun.
Yeah.
And it's good for goalies to stay sharp in that.
Yeah.
Good, because those points do matter.
Right.
For sure. And if you don't practice it then, when do you practice it?
Right.
So you got to let the guys do it a little bit. So, that's typically what we do every Thursday is let the guys do that.
And when the staff gets in on it too.
Sometimes
who's the best?
Guys jump in there, and sometimes don't. I got to tell you, I never do because once again, a silly thing. The last thing I want, 2 things. One, to go down, trip and fall and hurt your goalie.
Right.
To have a coach do that. You never know what could happen.
Right.
So I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't want the goalie, if I do happen to score, to think, oh, God, a fat old coach scored. I mean, I don't want that either. So that's the way I look at it.
I love that.
So RJ and Clarkie go every time, and they don't have the same feeling. They try to score every time they get it. So I give the nod to RJ. He's a little craftier.
Sure.
And Clarkie just goes down and just shoots as hard as he can.
Yes.
So.
Well, he's a defenseman.
Exactly.
After all, right?
Exactly.
But that's I would be the same way. I would say, hey, I'm just not. I don't want to involve. Plus, I'm not a great skater, so I don't know how I'd be able to get down there. Put me on an inner tube, and I'm coming down. That'd be a funny look coming in on the shootout on an inner tube. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Oh, our player guest, Grant Ashawn and Ocean Wallace will be on with us here tonight. We've got another couple segments here with assistant coach Eric Rude. We're at the Green Mill. We're on the Facebook page for the Huskies Facebook page. We're on the Varsity Network app as well. From the Green Mill, the Brett Larson Show. This is Huskies hockey from Learfield.
When you need someone.
Huskies got a 2-on-1. Ingram with Gardner. Ingram comes in, just scores! Make that 2 games in a row for Adam Ingram on a 2-on-1 on the left side. And it's all tied at 1. Yeah, that was one of the goals we were talking about. Adam Ingram, second straight game. Then, of course, he added one as well on Saturday night. And assistant coach Eric Rude is with us again. Ocean Wallace and Grant Ashawn will be with us here in the second half of the show. And going back to Friday, I made a brief mention on there was an extended period of time where the goaltender on Friday, Spunar, lost his stick and kind of went to make the save and almost kind of threw his stick, lost the handle on it, need more stickum, of course. But there was an extended time that he didn't have his stick, and then they iced the puck. And I came up with the idea that they should have a rule change. This would be a great rule. If the goalie loses his stick, and in order for him to get the stick, they ice the puck, not only can they not change, he should also not be able to get his stick back yet.
What would you do with the stick? Where would you put it?
Well, you'd have a little hook or something. Like you put it in the back of the net.
I see. Just put it on top.
That's a good point. You couldn't leave it in the court because it would be a safety issue.
You can't just leave it on the ice because that's where it is.
That's right. It'd be a safety issue.
You can't run to the bench, right? You can't put it in the penalty box. That's the only issue. But I agree with you.
Yeah. Yes.
I think you should be able to play it off the netting too. Like if the puck flips up in the net and it drops down, why not keep playing?
I know.
We do practice all the time.
Yes, exactly. I think that would be good.
Weird
We'd have less whistles.
Exactly.
We'd have less whistles. It comes back and play. I mean, how's that different than hitting the glass?
I'm with you. I think it's great.
So Saturday, what did you think of Saturday's start? They did kind of come out with a push early, and then Gavin Thorson gets that nice breakaway goal.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it was Saturday games. You never know how they're going to. Especially there was senior night up there. You don't know how the game's going to start. And yes, that was a great goal to get on the board right away there to kind of diffuse things a little bit early, which didn't last long. Unfortunately, but at least we pushed back the Thunder for a little bit.
That line is just coming into its own. I thought both nights they were playing with a pace that at times North Dakota couldn't keep up with. Rode Ernest and Gavin Thorson. You could argue if you were there on the weekend that they were the most consistent line for both teams all weekend, really. I mean, they didn't seem to have an off shift. It was over and over and over again, the same thing, just competitive and staying on pucks, and that line's been getting better and better since we put them together, and that makes us a real dangerous team when you get a few lines clicking. Coach Larson coined them as the mini-mite line. Did he come with that, or did somebody else in the coach's room come up with that? I don't know. I would never say that to those guys. No, chop me down. No, that's because I said they should be mighty mite. Yeah, they're the mighty mites now. I don't know if they're mites, but they're just they're small in stature, and that's good. But those guys don't back down to anybody. No. Gavin Thorson does not back down anybody. That's his favorite team to play against. Oh, he had to be feeling it because he had quite the series there last year. Eventful, I guess would be the term I would use. And I will say he did come to the bench
quite a few times this weekend with his hair down over his nose and disheveled and just, but always with a big smile on his face. That's for sure.
Well, if there's anybody on our team that's an old-time hockey player, it's got to be Gavin, right?
We got a few, and he's certainly
probably right up there.
For sure.
Who else would you say is old-time hockey in their soul?
I would say Grant Ashawn for sure.
Oh, definitely.
There's no doubt about that. And all of our penalty kill warriors, there's no doubt about it. It's a good group this year, fun guys, and there's still some of that old school around, and we keep looking for them.
They scored 3 in a row, and in the first period it was 3-1, and that Tanner Henricks goal in the last 2, that was a big one to help you guys mount the comeback. That would happen then in the second period.
For sure. That was a heck of a play, and to really get us back in it at that point, it was just a great player making a great play.
And he is. I mean, it's fun to watch him, but at the same time you go, what if? If he doesn't have that injury, misses the 20 games, just, even how further along in his development he would be,
definitely.
and just, how many points he would have and how that would change the dynamic of the D-Corps, right?
Well, and it's funny, with a little impromptu stat. I don't have it exactly, but before the game on Saturday, so I don't know how many points our defenseman had Saturday, but going into that game, our defensemen as a whole compared to last year had about 26 more points than we had last year.
Well, that's huge.
Which is huge, and that's without, let's say, 20 more games of Tanner. There would have been a minimum of 10 probably more in there. So, this season it's been great to get more production out of our D-Corps. Really adds a nice spark,
Well, through 12 games, Tanner is averaging half a goal a game. So in the 20 games, that would have been 10 more points. So who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe there may have been other bursts there, so maybe 12 or 13, and then he just get better as he goes. Yeah. But, of course, you work with the defensemen, and how has that core been going? I mean, now that Tanner's come back, I really like what Thor Bufflin is doing now. He and Tanner have been an outstanding pairing.
For sure. I mean, it's been our D-Corps has been rock solid all year. Coming into the year, there were unknowns with 2 transfers coming in and 2 freshmen, and you don't quite know how it's going to go. And it's been a bright spot all season long. That group back there, they've really gelled, really been cohesive. Not many nights where after the game we'd say, boy, the D-Corps had a rough game. Not very often. And part of it's there's 4 seniors back there too. I mean that makes a big difference.
And that's with the seniors. Seniors at all positions, but those defensemen, heart and soul kind of guys. They're the kind of guys, they don't want their season to end, right?
Exactly.
All the seniors are that case. But you look at the time and the minutes, especially the 2 that have been here since the beginning. 2 guys that also played together 2 years in juniors in Mason Reiners and Cooper Wiley.
Yes, I mean those guys give us just really great minutes and play hard minutes against the other team's top lines and in tough situations always. And for a big stretch there in this second half with that good road record, with that, we only had 6 defensemen for about a month or a little more, which
because Thor was out for a little bit. He had upper
was out
body,
a little
and of course
bit.
Tanner was out.
And Tanner was out, and so it's not even necessarily in the games, but a month of that with only 6 defensemen in practice, you have to be creative on how you do it because you don't want to wear your guys down there. But those guys really carried a heavy load the second half of the year, and that's where this week off will be nice. But they've been giving us great minutes back there.
And goaltending, Jan Shostak played on Friday. Got the shootout win, tie technically, and then kind of that flurry of goals make the change, and that kind of spurred the team on. A lot of times when you change a goaltender, sometimes it is because of how they're playing, and they've given up some goals, and then you just want to change. Sometimes it's to fire up the team. And it seemed like it really did that. And then Patrick came in and played very well in that instance.
He jumped in and played great. And really, when the decision was made to make the change, that building was going crazy and everything. So you figure at that point it's 3 straight in a row. Just try something to change the momentum, not anything necessarily with our goals against. It just, things get crazy in there and you can call a timeout or you can do that. And you don't necessarily want to call a timeout that early in the game because you want to have your challenges later. And that, so there's certain things that go into it. So that made it an easy decision to make that change. And Patrick came in and played great. really excellent in relief for sure.
In baseball, the manager would go out there and get thrown out of the game.
Yes.
The head coach in hockey probably can't do that, but I've seen it. Throwing
yes.
water bottles and
yes.
sticks and stuff out on the ice.
Yes.
But that would be because of how your team's playing. That's usually because of a bad call.
Now the only thing, the new thing is guys try to delay a little bit to try to see if you can.
Right.
You get upstairs the video to try to see if there's something going on in terms of a penalty, a major, something like that. So you see that once in a while because you can use that as a tool. So there's always something at your discretion to try to use. And obviously that, and it worked.
Yes.
Gave our team a great spark, and Patty came in and looked fresh and energized. And for us to crawl back after that, whatever 4-minute stretch.
Down 3-1.
Really impressive for our guys.
And the thing about Patrick's, he comes in and he's tested right away. I mean, there was boom right up the ensuing face-off. And, sometimes as the guy coming in, back in the day, I think, can you still warm up a goalie if there was an injury? Because back in the day, you used to be able to warm up a goalie.
Yes.
Remember the old days?
Oh, yeah, you throw a few pucks out.
Exactly, and you would warm them up before, but you can't even do that for injury anymore.
No, they get thrown right into the fire. Yeah. And even after that, I think we took 4 penalties after that. So not only get thrown into the fire, got thrown into the fire against a great power play to kill 4. I think with Patty I think we killed the last 4.
Which is strange because actually looking at the stats this weekend, the Huskies, we are the least penalized team in the NCHC, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is a great thing, and it's not something we necessarily talk about at all. I mean, we talk about discipline, we talk about, but really a lot of times that's a reflection on your defensive play because if you're not sound defensively, a lot of times you're chasing things, and part of it is with those older guys back there in our D-corps, we really do have good defensive positioning most of the time, so we're not chasing it. So that definitely, I think, plays a big factor because it's not. We don't play any less physical or anything like that. I mean, it's not that, but I think you're seeing less from us, at least less hooks and holds and things like that because we are defending with our stick on the ice, which is the way you should do it anyway.
All right, we'll take a break. One more segment with assistant coach Eric Rudin. Again, Grant Ashawn and Ocean Wallace will be with us, so stay tuned. We are at the Green Mill, and this is the Brett Larson Show, and it's Huskies hockey from Learfield.
Gross picks up that puck. He'll go left wing. To the forehand. To the middle. He scores. That's it. Huskies take the extra point. They win it in the shootout.
Tie game officially, but a shootout win for the Huskies. That was from Friday night. And here is assistant coach Eric Rude hanging on here. One more segment. Again, the Huskies do not play this weekend. They're in 5th place, 30 points. 4 points back of Duluth. Huskies can't obviously catch Duluth. Huskies don't have any way to get points. So they're stuck at 30. That's where they're going to finish. The question is, are they going to be 6th or 7th? Arizona State in 8th can't catch the Huskies. So the only teams they need to worry about, Miami and Colorado College. Minnesota Duluth is stuck at 4th. They're not going anywhere. They're there. Western Michigan, Denver, North Dakota has the edge for 1st, but they're 5 points up on Denver and Western Michigan. Western Michigan hosts North Dakota. Yes. Denver gets Arizona State. So amongst those top 3 teams in the conference, it could be a wild and woolly weekend because who knows? Western Michigan at home, they could beat North Dakota twice. Certainly,
it's a tough place to play, and who knows what's going to happen.
Right,
you do truly never know. In this league, the depth is just so good, and what's funny is sometimes it just depends on when you catch a team. The injuries, this, that. Some teams are hot at the right time, wrong time, whatever. So it is when the league is this tough. I mean, that does matter. But now, I mean, it doesn't seem like anyone in our league is really playing poorly right now. It seems like everyone is trending the right way. So it's going to make for a heck of a weekend this weekend, and then going into the playoffs, it's chaos as always.
Chaos indeed, and it should be fun. And Huskies just have to sit back. Huskies fans will sit back and do some scoreboard watching and see. And I would assume the most likely, the highest percentage possible opponent would be Minnesota Duluth. That's the easiest. If you've got to go on the road, that's the easiest trip. It's the shortest trip. Bing, bang, boom. You drive through Mora. You're up there in 2 hours or whatever. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it's a good rivalry. We haven't had a lot of success up there at Amsoil Arena. That doesn't matter. It's playoff hockey. All that stuff kind of goes out the window.
Doesn't matter.
If we go to Duluth.
Exactly. None of it matters, especially with where our team is at right now.
Right.
I mean, we it sounds silly after losing our last game here, but I think this group is as confident as any group I've ever been around at this time of year. There's a bunch of individuals that are playing at their highest level right now, going at the right time. It's a group that's motivated, still having fun coming to the rink every day. I mean, when you're around this game long enough, there's some years that just need to end. You can't explain it.
Yes.
Everyone knows.
Yep.
And it is the opposite with this group. This is a group that's still having fun together in every single way, on the ice, off the ice. It's just a great, great group of guys. And I expect us to have a tremendous run in the playoffs this year. It would be hard to think of any other way with the way this group has gelled and playing. It's just a fun group.
Need to remind fans, too, many of them probably aware, but again, no more XL Energy Center or Grand Casino Arena. No more neutral site after the quarterfinals. It is best 2 out of 3 in the first-round quarterfinals. And then after that, it'll be home sites, higher seed, one-game playoff. And from what I understand, it could either be Friday or Saturday. I don't think they've said if it's Friday or Saturday. I'm assuming more of them going to be Saturday because people draw better on Saturday. So
make more sense.
That makes more sense. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. First round and quarterfinals need to be taken care of first. Eric, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
All right, Eric Root, assistant coach here of the Huskies. We'll take a break. We'll come back. And we do have Ocean Wallace and Grant Ashan here on the season finale of the Brett Larson Show, live from the Green Mill. This is Huskies hockey from Learfield. Huskies are the least penalized team in the NCHC. Oh, it's picked up by Ingram. Intercepts the pass. Comes in backhand. Scores! Adam Ingram is on fire. Put a stake on that man's shoulder, and he's going to get it well done as a 3-game goal streak for Adam Ingram, and that makes it a 4-4 game. I don't know what I was thinking there. Take a stake and put him on his shoulder, and it'll be well done. That's how hot Adam Ingram is. And I think later in the broadcast, I said he's got charcoal through his veins, not just out of the bag, but like when it's glowing. You've done enough grilling, right, Grant? You got to get it that deep red glow before you can put anything on the grill, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's hear it for Grant Ashan and Ocean Wallace here with us, and. Ocean hadn't been on yet, so I wanted to we're going to get that mic a little bit closer there. Hadn't been on, so I wanted to get Ocean on. We tried to get Jimmy Gray on here. We've had goalies on the last 2 weeks, Patrick Spurzens, and then Jan was on last week. And I'm trying to get Jimmy Gray on tonight. That was the original plan, but he's got a big test.
Does he?
And he's studying here tonight, so great to have you guys. And we're going to have a 3-person. My plan was to have a 3-player second half of the show. How crazy would that have been, fans? You guys would have went bonkers. Well, you want to have Daisy on? She's a goalie. Sure, that's right. She hasn't gone through the media training, though, that these guys have. I mean, it's extensive, isn't it, Grant? When you get here, you meet with Andrew Melrose, whoever might be the communications director, and you kind of go through the do's and don'ts on how to handle your interviews, huh?
Yeah, he gets you right into it.
Yeah, that's right. Ocean, I know you haven't played a game, but you've been working all year long. Always good to see you working hard. I know you've been working hard. Give me an idea kind of your season. You're just kind of waiting for your chance still, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as an athlete and a competitor, you're always, you strive to play and help the team win night in, night out. And, yeah, like it's never easy sitting out and being sidelined. Like, you want to be in the fight of it. You want to be, giving your blood, sweat, and tears for the hockey program that you're playing for. And, but, yeah, I mean, I think my focus is more just on, day in, day out being the best teammate I can to my best friends, my brothers, being coachable, learning how we do things here, being a leader to the underclassmen under me. Mm-hmm. And, just because you're not playing doesn't mean you can't bring asset. No. You can't be an asset to the team and the program. So just focus on getting better day in, day out, having a growth mindset. And, the staff's been unbelievable. I work so closely with RJ, our assistant forward coach, just on the skill side of things. And so, when my time is ready, I'm fully prepared and ready to help the team win. And, I take pride in that. So Yeah, I mean, it's a little different than every season in the past of my career, but it's a new challenge, you know.
Grant, how well spoken is he?
Yeah.
How about that? I love that, Ocean. That's fantastic. I agree with everything you said there, and that's fantastic. And the thing is, and Grant, early in your career, you were waiting to get in the lineup, especially your freshman year, right?
Yeah.
So, trying to work your way in, and you got to work in practice, but also you work hard in practice, you can help make the other guys better, right?
Exactly.
Ocean, you make sure that they're working hard in practice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you said it. Just because you're not playing Friday, Saturday nights, there's still so much you can do to help the team improve week in and week out.
Grant, what did you think of this weekend series? You guys probably deserve better. All in all, as a team, you felt you played pretty well, right?
Yeah. I mean, I thought the guys came out, started on time both nights. I think Saturday was a little different, just with how crazy it got.
It got bonkers.
Game, yeah.
That was bonkers first period.
But I think, I thought we handled it really well.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really freaked out. I thought.
Well, what's the saying Coach has? He uses the saying with you guys. I think he says it to me, but I think he uses Huskies don't panic.
Yeah.
That's kind of your mantra, right? Is it up on the wall somewhere in the?
No, it gets set enough.
Can somebody make a plaque for us? Who's good with wood? Does somebody got a Dremel tool? You got a Dremel tool? Let's make a sign.
There you go.
That says Huskies don't panic. But anyway, and you don't panic, right? You're down 3-1 North Dakota, and you guys come back and eventually tie the thing.
Yeah. I thought we all kind of just kept our emotions in check and stuck to the plan. And we played really good, but. Right. I thought it was a great weekend for us.
Give me your thoughts on your season here this year. One or two shorthanded goals. One, because now you have a career 4 shorthanded goals.
Yeah.
So you've kind of had a knack there. You're on the leaderboard, at least in the media guide. You're in the top 20 or whatever it is. So that's pretty consistent. But you've moved up and down the lineup, haven't you? You're Mr. You're like you're not the vice grip, but the Leatherman.
Yeah.
The Leatherman tool. You probably got some of those up at your cabin, right?
Yeah.
The Malta or the Swiss Army knife. Because no matter where you need to be, left wing, right wing, first line, fourth line, it doesn't matter. You're ready to contribute wherever you need to.
Yeah. I've been on a lot of different line combinations this year, but it's been good. I mean, I like playing with different guys, and it's a lot different than being on one line the whole year. So it's been good.
You ever go up against him in practice?
Yeah, all the time.
Hard-nosed, right?
I think Grant said it perfect. Like, he's so versatile, almost like every coach's dream. Like, you can put him on the penalty kill. You could put him on the power play net front. Like, you could put him first line playing with the best players, with the best of them, or, the smaller intangibles that he brings, like playing 10 minutes a night. Like, you can really do anything with him.
Grant, what did you think of the intensity? We didn't have any, sometimes you go to North Dakota and you get, some of the shenanigans and a little bit of the extracurricular after whistle stuff. And there was some of that, especially on Saturday night, but all in all, it was pretty well controlled. But still, you felt it was a pretty physical game, as it usually is up there?
Yeah. I feel like just playing in that building, you feel like everyone's on top of you.
Yeah, right.
They were pretty crazy with. After those couple goals, that place was screaming. So, it got pretty physical. I don't know if you saw, but Thor's kind of got into
in front of the net.
Bit. Yeah. So he was scuffing it up a little bit, but
and so did Rode.
Yeah,
Rode, and I can't remember who it was. They each got a game misconduct. I think that's Rode's first one of his career, so that's one that you can look back and go, hey, I got one. But it did, and that'll be fun. And you never know. Could see them again in the playoffs, which would be outstanding. That would mean that you made it into the next round, which would be definitely a good thing.
Yeah,
but you can't look past whoever that opponent certainly might be. We have Ocean Wallace with us, Grant Ashawn. I got another commercial break I need to get in here from the Green Mill. How's the food, guys? Really good, really good. This is the last show, so again, thanks everybody that has come out all season long. We've had people here, hands of fans that have been here for every show. Bradley, anybody? Brent, every show
Wow.
Out at the Green Mill. That's pretty impressive. Thank you so much, everybody. And it doesn't matter whether you've been here for every show or just the one show or the last show to come out. We really do appreciate you coming out. Kurt and Monica, you've been to almost all of them. Except for one. Yeah, we'll count that. That's perfect attendance. We won't exactly. Isabel, what about you? A lot. Maybe only missed a couple. So very good. Thanks, guys. We'll take a break, come back. We got more with Ocean and Grant Ashon. Haven't called him Jack yet, so that's good, but we still have time. This is Huskies hockey from Learfield.
For Hawks up the center. Skating quickly across. Wakely spun back around and picked up. Huskies got a 2-on-1 shorthanded chance the other way. Miettinen along with Ashon. Miettinen, Saucer pass, scores! Ashon, shorthanded. His 4th career shorthanded goal for Grant Ashon from Werner Miettinen. 2-0 Huskies.
That was Cactus Cup time. A little fun there here. The Cactus Cup, Coachella Valley College Classic. I think I just changed its name, but they'll get a hold of me and I'll charge them some for that name, certainly. That was a lot of fun. Did you go out? You went on some trips with us, Ocean. I think that was a real treat that you were able to go out on that. That was a fun trip, a nice resort, nice pool, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was nice. We got out there a bit early and got some sun. And
then got out late. We had an extra day there, too, because of the cancellation. Got a full Sunday there, and that was the best day weather-wise.
Oh, yeah. It always makes for some good team camaraderie. Also, I think it rains like 8 to 10 days a year in Palm Springs.
And we got two.
We
got 2 of them out of the way for them. Thank you, Palm. You're welcome, Palm Springs. We got 2 of your days out while we were there. Did you get an In-N-Out burger? That's kind of the thing to go there. And I did.
Shout out Tanner Hendricks. He was actually hurt at the time, and him and I took probably maybe 2 or 3 too many Uber rides to In-N-Out. We were going like 2 burgers, a couple milkshakes.
Well, I walked to the one that was closest, and it was still about an hour walk. And then I took an Uber back. Okay. You probably went to the same one just down the way there. But I tried it 20 years ago, and I think I was more of a burger snob back then. I go, this is nothing. It really isn't that exciting. And then I ate it this time and go, you know what, that actually is pretty good. In-N-Out burger, your thoughts? Have you ever had one? You didn't partake? No, that's all right.
I haven't. But Ethan Coyne got this. I think it was called Fat Shack. It was unbelievable. It was like this dessert place.
Really?
Yeah.
Fat Shack?
Fat Shack.
Fat Shack.
I think that's what it was called.
Really? Okay.
But it was.
Do you have to be a certain weight to get in there? Like you have to be over 200 pounds? They weigh at the door? No, you're 175.
Coiner, get in if you had to be.
Right. That's good. Grant, this is it's bittersweet. It's really sad because 4 years. This will be your last Brett Larson show.
Yep.
It's been a lot of fun, certainly. Let's hear it for Grant Ashon, senior. Had the senior night the weekend prior to the last home weekend, and that is always nice, isn't it? I mean, even though the result wasn't the same that night, but once you start reminiscing and talking to your teammates and your parents are there and all that, you kind of really for a little bit of time there, you kind of forget about the result, and then you reflect on your career, don't you?
Yeah, it was a really fun night. It's kind of crazy, sitting on the bench the last 3 years, watching the seniors go by, and how fast that went was just crazy. But it was really fun night having my parents and grandparents out there. So,
what do you remember about coming here to St. Cloud? Like showing up on campus. Obviously, you have been here before with your brother and your parents and everything. So you had the kind of connection there. So it wasn't new to you, was it?
No. I mean, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, but not at the same time.
Right.
Coming in during our June camp, which is 2 weeks with. It's a bunch of random people at the start, and then by the end of it, you're a family. So, probably that. I mean, just coming in before the year and seeing all the guys again is one of the best parts. So,
what is the program going to do without use of your cabin? Right, and your cabin's kind of a popular place for players in the summer, right? It's kind of, I've seen pictures up there. Well, that's got to be Ashon's cabin. It's just it's the place to go.
Yeah, we usually around Labor Day we try making it out there with some of my teammates. But that's gonna be. I'm sure they got another spot, another cabin or something.
Oh yeah, somebody will find someplace. Yeah. I want to ask you about first of all, Jack. How's he doing? Has he been called up to the Avalanche? I think he was once, but he didn't play. Got more of an injury, insurance policy. Isaac Posh, the same thing, just about the same time, right?
Yeah. He got called up a couple times this year, but he's doing good. He loves it out there in Colorado, and Roman's doing good too in Cleveland.
He's with the Cleveland Monsters, right? They at one time were the Lake Erie Monsters. They play in the same building, the building LeBron built.
Yeah.
Basically there in Cleveland. And speaking of Colorado. Colorado boy,
Yes,
Ocean
sir.
Wallace,
Yep.
huh? Remember how nervous you were because we were out in Denver playing the Pioneers AFC Championship weekend.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had to love seeing all those Bronco jerseys out there. You're a Broncos fan?
Yeah, definitely love the Broncos. I remember when I was in 7th grade, they won the Super Bowl, so that's a memory that'll stick with me. Been pretty fortunate
Yes.
with our Colorado sports teams, the Avs winning, Nuggets winning, and Broncos as well. So, that was a great time. Good weekend for our team
Yes.
there on Friday night.
Yeah.
And I remember we were watching the game on the runway as the snow was just downfalling, and you could see it in the game.
Yes.
That's something the boys will remember too.
I love football in the snow, as it should be played. I mean, with all due respect, U.S. Bank Stadium, our market needs a dome stadium because of the weather so they can have indoor events and Garth Brooks and everybody can come. But there's nothing better than playing at the old outdoor stadiums, the old Met in Bloomington. The old timers here will certainly remember that and so forth. Did you play any sports other than hockey, Ocean, or you've been hockey pretty much?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up playing everything. Like, I was encouraged to do it all. I went to Shattuck St. Mary's and down in Faribault come 9th grade, so that's really the year that I kind of had to say goodbye to the other sports. But, I'm a huge advocate for playing everything. Like, I love all sports, and I think it just makes you well-rounded.
And your brother Winter is playing, where is it, Cornell?
Yeah, he's a senior on the Cornell men's hockey team. He actually has his senior night coming up.
Okay.
I actually made it out there to see him for this other senior ceremony they put on.
Oh, good.
So he actually is a 5th year, so he's exploring where he's going to play next year. It can't be Cornell.
Graduate,
so,
yes.
We'll see where that takes him. And, one of my best friends kind of just lean on each other for – there's not a ton of people who kind of understand what you go through as a student athlete and all the, what comes with that. So he's a huge person that I lean on to, and we talk every day.
Okay. Grant, your thoughts going into this weekend? There's going to be games played, games that are deciding who's going to play who in the playoffs, who's going to play who, and you guys just have to sit on the just the way the nature of the schedule, having just the 9 teams. We'll have 10 next year, so it won't be an issue. But you guys will be doing a lot of scoreboard watching, won't you?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be taking a peek at scores on Friday and Saturday. But we're just kind of worried about ourselves too.
Right.
Like, we're really
get healthy
confident
too.
right
You got, and we really are. Jack Rogers, who there was a point where we thought Jack was going to need surgery and that he was probably going to be out the rest of the season. He's actually available now, so we've got our full allotment of players then. So that's a good thing going to the playoffs. There aren't many teams that can say that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think that's huge going into this time of the year. Having guys just ready to go and pushing ourselves in practice is probably the biggest thing too. So.
Do you have a preferred opponent? You probably shouldn't say that because then whoever you don't mention, they're going to use that as bulletin board material, right? For you guys, the way you played on the road this year, you're having to go on the road in the playoffs, I would imagine that there's nobody you wouldn't want to play at this point. You're ready for anybody.
Yeah. I think it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
I think we're where we want to be right now. So I think just going into the bye weekend, getting some rest, and then getting ready to go for whoever we get.
All right, guys, thank you. I need to mention Blizzard here. You see Blizzard?
Yeah.
So last week, we had Kurt. He brought Blizzard. This was the giveaway the last weekend of the season at home, the Saturday game. And we put Blizzard up here, and we put him up here prematurely. Too early. I was still monkeying with cords and stuff, and I knocked him over. Busted. How many pieces? 6 pieces, 5 pieces, down and out. All we had was the head. Of course, you can't bobble if you don't have the body. A head doesn't bobble by itself. That's science.
True.
Okay? So the head was just here all by itself. I was freaking out Coach Larson, I'm pretty sure of it. So they took it back, and Kurt, he glued it together.
Nice.
He fixed it back together. We're calling it $6 million Colonel Steve Austin Blizzard because we had the technology and we did rebuild him. So he's looking good. And again, those are collector's items. You couldn't just throw it in the trash or burn it or whatever. So Blizzard is here. Ocean, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Continue improving. We'll see you in the lineup here. And then, of course, Grant Ashon. Thank you so much. It's been great working with you and following your career and calling your games. Thanks a lot, everybody. This has been a great season here at the Green Mill. We had to kind of deal with the with the remodeling here, and they were nice enough to put us up in one of the meeting rooms, and that went well. Thanks to the fans coming out. It's hard to believe how fast the season has gone. It seemed like we just started.
Yep.
We still have the playoffs. Let's go as long as we can, get this well into March, and then how about into April? You just never know. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to the Green Mill. Thanks to Tyler and Ben, who have been here each week to get us on with the video and the Facebook, and our folks and friends at Varsity Network app. And Delilah. Delilah is our... Yes, Delilah has been our waitress basically all year long, and she has done outstanding, and thank you to the staff here as well. That's it. Brett Larson Show done for another year. Thanks, everybody. This is Huskies Hockey from Learfield.
On the Huskies Sports Network.